Well, welcome. We're happy to have you with us. Quickly, my name is Mollii. I am one of the founders of Tuff Love Fitness. It's a nonprofit organization based in Oakland, actually not far from here. And we run 3 programs. We run a gym, which is called 4 Elements Fitness. We run a self-defense program. And we host a group called Sweaty Betty's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is an all-women's martial arts group. And I will be teaching you some safety and self-defense today. And I have the lovely Karen with me today to be my assistant. All right? So the agenda, I want to go over the agenda a little bit. Those of you that's never done martial arts before, this is an interactive class. You're going to be moving in your body in ways that you maybe typically don't do. With that said, do the best that you can and be patient with yourself. And just know that the techniques we teach you, it simply just takes practice for you to make them your own. Does that make sense? All right. So I will be talking first. The first portion is I'm going to be talking a little bit about awareness strategies, and then the second portion we'll do physical self-defense, which you will get to partner up with a partner and get to practice with us. All right? Any questions so far? No? Okay, great. So imagine reframing self-defense as a way to nurture ourselves by caring about our own safety and the safety of others, right? Skills like de-escalation, prevention, awareness, using our voice to set boundaries is much more than methods to use to defend ourselves against attacker, right? These methods improve the quality of our life every day. These skills enhance self-awareness, our relationship with others, and our enjoyment of the world that we live in, right? We can use self-defense to create a safe, supportive, and caring community for ourselves and our community, right? So let's get started. I will start with the awareness strategies right now, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about that and explore what that means. And so let's start. Awareness strategy really includes these components, right? They include intuition, being aware of your surroundings, having strong, confident posture, using our voice, right? Because self-defense starts long before somebody put their hands on us, right? And our first and most important self-defense is heightened awareness. So I want to start by talking a little bit about intuition. When it comes to self-defense, intuition is a really valuable tool to use. Listen to your intuition, right? We not only use our ears to listen, we use our body to listen, right? Our whole entire body to listen. If anytime you feel uncomfortable, if there's fear, if your tummy's not feeling, if your tummy is feeling queasy, then either, if, for example, if you're walking down the street and you're not feeling, that somebody's coming towards you is giving you a bad vibe, you can cross the street. So you can take a different direction, or at least pause for a minute and examine why you feel these uncomfortable feelings, right? So intuition is quite important in terms of self-defense. Another important awareness strategy is being aware of your surroundings, right? That means paying attention to where you're at, being aware where the doors and the windows are at, who's around you, right? being aware of our surroundings give us control if something goes wrong. Does that make sense? And also, being aware of our surroundings also help us be aware of people around us. Maybe we're not the one that's threatened. Maybe somebody in the same area, in the same room, is experiencing harassment or assault, right? In that case, you could be direct by, stepping up and saying something, or you could be indirect by recruiting somebody who's better equipped to help in that situation and ask them to intervene. Does that make sense? All right. So another really important component is using our voice, right? In self-defense, we use our voice to establish boundary, to reinforce boundary. We also use our voice to alert help from others, right? And we're going to practice all of this in a minute once we've practiced the physical aspect of the safety and self-defense portion. And then lastly, another great self-defense tool to use is holding ourselves in a way we're confident and alert, right? And we use that strong body language to back up what we say. Does that make sense? And again, we're going to practice that in a minute when we practice. Yes? Yes, a whistle, an alarm, all of that help. Exactly, yeah. Good point, yeah. So, does anybody have any questions so far about that? Okay, great. So, one of the most important kind of when we talk about risk assessment and safety, one of the most important concept is boundary setting. So let's explore what that would look like. And let's say that you just left a supermarket and late at night, they're about to close, and you're walking to your car, right? And you're using all the awareness strategies, the intuition, you're scanning the area, and from the corner of your eye, you pick up a potential threat, a person looking in your direction. Not only that, but they're coming towards you, right? What do? How do you assess the situation? In all honesty, somebody coming towards us does not mean that they're, they have bad intention, right? So in that situation, we would use boundary setting. We would use our voice. We would use strong body language. We would use foot movement to establish and maintain safe distance. Does that make sense? So in that situation, if they apologize and leave, then everything is fine. But if they disrespect our boundary and they keep coming, that's when we use physical self-defense to protect ourselves. Yes? All right. So we are now going to practice all that I've just spoken about, and we're going to practice with physical self-defense. So those of you that want to give this a try, please stand up and come up to the front. Hi, hi, hi. Hi. Yep, come to the front. All right. So the first thing that we like to teach is how we hold ourselves and how we want to establish really strong, solid base, right? If we do not have good base, Karen, if we do not have good base, I could be easily, go ahead, pushed over or pulled very easily, right? So we want to establish good base. In martial arts, another word for that is fight stance, right? So we're going to learn how to do that now. So if you're right-handed, your right leg will step back, right? Step your right leg back. If you're left-handed, your left leg would step back, right? And so from here, we want to micro-bend our knees, right? We don't want to lock our knees up. We want to micro-bend our knees. And we want to have our hands in front of us our hands are the first sort of a barrier between ourselves and the perpetrator, right? Just in case there's a punch coming, an object coming, our hand is here to protect ourselves, right? So in real life, we wouldn't necessarily walk around like this, right? It'd be kind of weird. But in real life, we could speak and have our hands up in front of us in a manner like this, so that it's ready to go versus having it on the side, and then it's too late when something is coming up, right? But because this is the class, we're going to exaggerate, and we're going to have our hands up, right? So let's get our stance here. Now, we have strong stance now. Now we want to learn how to move in this stance, because in a stressful situation, we don't want to be stumbling, crossing our feet, and fall to the ground where things escalate to really, really bad, right? So let's start with our legs staggered, our hands out. So when we move, we want to move where we're stable and grounded, right? So that means that whatever direction I'm going, that leading leg will go first. So for example, if I'm going forward, then it's my leading leg that goes forward first, and then follow with the back leg. So if I'm going backwards, it's my back leg goes back, and my front leg follows, right? So let's practice that right now. I'm going to do it with you. Let's do it together. Forward, forward, back, back, back. So if we go to the right or to the left, same thing. If I'm going to the right, my right leg goes first. If I'm going to the left, my left leg goes first. Does that make sense? All right, right. I'll do it with you. Left, right, right, left, left. Forward, backward, backward, forward, right, left, left. All right, good job, awesome. So when we're in, situation where we're not sure about what's going on, instead of standing staggered standing square like this, where we could be easily pushed over and pull, we want to stagger our stance, just in case we need to move around and move, exit and get out of the situation. Does that make sense? All right. So this is a great way to maintain sturdy stance, but it's not necessarily that quick, right? So we also use the shuffle to move quicker and to move out of a corner. So let's say that I'm backing, right? And there's a wall here. I don't want to keep backing because I'm going to hit the wall. So we use the shuffle to cut corner and get out of the way. So it looks like this, boom, and then I shuffle out of the way. Does that make sense? So we're going to learn how to do that. And basically, you just want to have wide stance. Again, your hips over, your body over your hips, your knees are micro bend, your hands are out, and you're going to shuffle. You could switch your leg, boom, boom, walk around. The two things that you don't want to do is putting your feet together and then crossing your feet, right? Because we're unstable. So we want to just shuffle, boom, boom, shuffle around, right? So move around and practice that. Pay attention to folks around you while you're doing this. Good job. All right. Okay, now we basically know how to move and, when somebody's coming at us, right? So in self-defense, as much as possible, we want to be standing on our feet. We don't want to be on the ground, right? So now let's go back to the scenario that I mentioned earlier, where you were at the supermarket and you're leaving and a person coming towards you, right? How do you assess the situation? Now we're going to use all the components that I spoke of, which is strong body language. We're going to use our voice. Now we're going to incorporate our foot movement to maintain a good, safe distance, right? So, Karen? So in this situation, let's say I'm here and Karen's far from there. If I see the person coming, right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn and say, "Excuse me, I don't know you. Can you stay where you're at?" right? It could be an uncomfortable statement like that, right? Any kind of statement that you feel comfortable, you can say. Or it might be that the person you feel immediate threat. It could be loud. You can use your voice very loudly, like, stop, stay where you're at, right? It's scalable depending on how comfortable you feel, right? So we're going to practice that. One thing that I want you to think about is, can you have your hands out? So we want to maintain a safe distance between us and the person until we assess the situation, right? And a good distance to maintain is about 2 arms lengths, or the COVID distance. Because from here, the person can't reach me from there, they can't kick me from there, they can't touch me from there, right? So we want to maintain this distance, because if they get any closer, let's say 1 arm, right here it's a really dangerous range to be at. I can get punched and knocked out here, my hair could be grabbed, I could be pushed. So we want to keep away if that is possible. Does that make sense? So the drill, you're going to find a partner, right? And you're going to start where there's a pretty decent distance between you and the person. And the person who is the perpetrator, right, is going to start the drill by using a cue. And the cue could be, hey, you, right? So this is what it looks like. Hey, you. Excuse me, I don't know you. Stay where you're at, right? We're going to do this simple drill, and then the next one, we're going to add where the person keeps coming at us. So right now, you're just going to turn and say, excuse me, stay where you're at, or stop, right? And that's it, right? And then the next one, we're going to assess if they leave, then we're fine, but if they keep coming forward, then we start using physical self-defense. Yeah? Okay, so grab a partner, start far, and then the partner will start the drill by saying, hey, you. So if your partner says stop right now, you just stop, right? Oh, okay. Are you going to be around? Could you give me a 10-minute warning? Yeah. Okay. All right. Did you all switch back and forth? Okay. So in this scenario, if Karen, go ahead, Karen. Say, stop, stay where you're at. And Karen goes, right? Maybe Karen, apologizes and leave. Then we're fine, right? We use boundary setting to assess the situation. But if Karen disrespect my boundary or ignored my boundary but keep coming, then this is where we use physical self-defense to stay safe, right? And so earlier I talked about maintaining the 2 arms length, right? If I say stop and then Karen keeps coming, but I stay here, then Karen's going to come to 1 and then come in and grab me, right? So now we're going to incorporate the foot movement that you just learned. So if they step forward, you step back. Does that make sense? So again, I say stop, and then Karen comes toward me. I'm going to step back. Does that make sense? I keep that distance. So we're going to go back to the same partner, and we're going to practice that. So it looks like this. Karen goes, hey, you. Stop. Stay where you at. Leave me alone, right? Or you can holler, hey, somebody help me. This lady in a black T-shirt is bothering me, right? Anything to kind of to create commotion, to ask for help. Does that make sense? But we don't stay there and have them close in if that is the option that we have. Does that make sense? All right, so a note that I want to say is this happens a lot where we do the drill and a comes really charging really fast, right? Let's not do that, because the next one, that's what we're going to deal with, somebody that close in really quickly what we do, okay? This is them just kind of like, and you can role play, right? Karen could say, hey, I thought I know you. Hey, why are you out? You know, just like ignoring your boundary, but just keep trying to come close. We just want to keep the distance and stay safe. Yes? All right, let's give that a try. Let's go. So start far. Okay, thank you. Make sure you're using your footstep. Maybe go down there and help them a little bit. How are we doing here? Are we doing okay? Yeah? All right. Let's come back. Karen? All right. Okay. So if it's possible, we're going to create the distance. Maybe now Karen's like frustrated and wants to come charge at us, right? So if I'm backing and Karen's coming forward, her steps will always be faster than mine, and eventually she's going to catch up. So we need to use self-defense to protect ourselves, right? So if they disrespect and they come like charging at us, there's a number of ways that they could do to take a hold of us, right? They want to maybe grab us, take a hold of us, and take us from point A to point B, throw us to the ground, right? That's one option. Another option is they might come at us with a punch, right? But today we're going to learn what to do if they, which is very common, they come in and try to grab you and bring you down to the ground or take you somewhere. So they're trying to grab your hip, right? So we're going to keep the distance and escape, okay? So if Karen is coming towards me, boom, and go for my hip, go ahead, keep coming. I am going to get out of the way, right? All right, so we're going to learn how to do that. It looks fairly simple. I'm going to break down a couple steps, and then we're going to put it together, okay? So the first thing is we have the stance, and we're backing. And very slowly, your partner is coming. So this drill is your partner coming towards and trying to grab your hip. So their arm movement will be down here trying to grab your hip, okay? So slowly. So this is the movement, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my hands, my palms at their chest here and lock it up. I'm going to lock it up so it becomes a strong structure barrier between myself and the person right here, okay? And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to step the front leg back, right? So that I am even farther from them, right? So that my hips are really far from them versus me maybe being here. I'm going to step back, boom, and create that space. And really, you want them to come towards you, right? The stronger that they come at you, the harder they're when you in the martial arts that I teach and the martial art I learned. This move is called an arm drag, where you drag the arm across the body, right? So the harder they come at you, the harder they're gonna fall, right? So again, arms locked out at the shoulder here, and I sprawl out. I bring my leg kind of line up here, and they will walk, and I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. This is just a drill, right? In real life, it might be 2, it might be 6, right? So 1, 2, 3, and I am gonna cup the tricep right where the elbow is, and sort of, this is a door, right? If I don't get this out of the way, then I run into this. So I go close that door or open that door where I can escape, and I use that shuffling foot movement, the second one that we just learned, out of the way. Does that make sense? Okay, we're going to learn the first part. So your partner's coming at you, and you're going to block and lock your arms out and step your legs out, and you're going to go 1, 2, 3. That's all you're doing right now. And then you switch with your partner. Don't do the last part. Just do the first part. All right, let's go. Your partner's going to come towards you. Good. And then walk, good. Walk back. Good. Walk back. Good. Yeah, so you want to sprawl out. So if you're coming at me, I'm going to go boom, block. Yeah, which is great for us small people. Like, okay, go. Boom. I'm just going to go. You see that? You just duck under. But yeah, yeah. Switch if you haven't switched yet. So, are you the attacker? Yeah. So you're not grabbing up here. You go. This is what you're trying to do. You want to, and then pick them up to go somewhere, right? Or throw them to the ground. So that means that your hand is like this. Do you care? Sorry, I just grabbed you. Boom, like this. I'm okay. Yeah. So you're right here. Oh, here. This will slip off. So here, really go sprawl. Go ahead. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. So I'm like this. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. All right, let's do the second portion. Right? We did this portion where they're coming at us. I'm blocking. I'm sprawling, right? And I'm walking. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3. Now it's time for me to escape. So the same side arm will, again, all 5 fingers is going to cup at the tricep right where the elbow is. And I'm going to pull it across the body. And then remember that shuffling, boom, boom, that you just learned? So the same leg will shuffle. Same arm, same leg. Look, I'm going to shuffle out of the way, and then we use the foot movement to get out. Okay? So again, let's practice this portion. Your partner is coming towards you. You lock here. And look, I'm going to cup, pull across the body, and then shuffle out of the way. All right? Let's give that a try. Let's go. Yep. Good. So you wanna, okay, so come at me, right? Boom, I'm gonna block and look, boom, boom, and look, I'm gonna pull. You see that? You guide them out of the way so that you can, boom, get to the side. Yeah? Okay. How are you doing? Let's see.
We're both the perpetrators. I know, I was like,
oh, okay. Boom, boom, boom. And then, okay, you're like this, and you're crossing your arm like this. It's in terms of like technique and energy efficiency, it's not very good, right? So your hand is here, just slide here. Same arm, boom, here, and then you're gonna step to the side. Give that a try. Give that a try one more. Nice. Turn towards them and then use, right? Yeah. Good. So you want right here, right at the tricep, right, versus here. Yeah. So again, you reach over, sprawl. Come at me. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to go. You see that? Yeah, and I am not doing full first. If I did full first, you're probably going to face plant on the ground, right? Yeah. Yeah, so give that a try. How are you doing here?
we did better this time.
Okay, let's see. Well, who is the perpetrator? All right, your shoulder. Yeah, okay, go. Boom. Yeah, you want them to push you, right? So go ahead, block, and then walk back.
I was just nervous because you're here.
Oh, no, you're doing great. Walk, so sprawl your legs out. So your leg is like this. You're going to go first, you're like this, right? You're going to step your legs, so come towards me. I'm going to go one, keep coming, and then I'm going to go boom. Honestly, because he's so tall, right? He's so tall that in reality, I would probably just duck under and boom, right? Because he's like, yeah. Okay, Karen. Okay, let's put it together. Right? So go ahead, say, hey, you.
Hey, you.
Excuse me, stay where you're at. Okay, so come, boom. I'm going to back, keep coming, boom, boom, and I'm going to go. So again.
Hey, you.
Hey, stay where you're at. Keep coming, quick. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to sprawl, and then, so it looks like this. I'm going to go, hey, you, right? Go ahead. Hey, you.
Okay. Hey, you.
Right, you're going to be
You
that.
want to say hey, you?
Yeah, I did. Hey, you. So,
Stay back. Stay where you're at.
okay, so come over here because you don't have space to, yeah. Okay, so,
Hey, you. Stop. Stay where you're
hey, I know, what's
Hey,
it?
hey.
Boom, so, boom. You see that? Okay, let's give that a try.
It was just adding the footwork, adding the backup.
So look, this is, you learned the two parts, right? So I'm going to be practicing. So,
Hey, you.
so they come close, right? Boom. I'm going to sprawl, keep coming, boom, boom, boom. And then we're putting the two parts together now. Yeah? Give that a try. Yeah, so really, this is, I'm going to come at you fast, right? You, yeah, hey, you.
Hey, stop. Hey,
Oh.
hey.
You see that? Exactly. You want it like that. Yeah. So this part is when they disrespect you and your boundary and you're charging in, right? Okay, so it looks like this.
Okay.
I'm going to go, hey, you.
Hey, stop.
Boom, boom, sprawl. Yes. Make sure you're grabbing my tricep, right? So again.
So was I more
So
in-
boom, sprawl out and
Okay.
walk. I'm going to push you.
Okay.
Walk, and then when you're ready to go.
Like right here.
So I want you to kind of, when I do this, go ahead, you come towards me. Look at this.
Okay.
Boom. Keep
Oh,
coming.
Like really push.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm going to, if I really do it, you're going to, like that, right? Yeah. Okay. All right, come here. Hey, you. Put your hand up. Throw out. Boom, boom. Yeah. Very good. Yeah. Give that a try. Nice. So try not to do this, right? We want to, here, come towards, grab my hip. I'm going to go, boom. I always keep my eyes on the person. Yeah. All right. Does anybody have any questions? No? Well, thank you so much for having us. It's a pleasure to be here. And those of you that want to, we just want to introduce self-defense to you. Those of you that want to continue your empowerment journey, we are about to start an 8-week free community self-defense at our gym in downtown Oakland, 4 Elements, and we have information in the up in the front. And Karen and I will be out there, so come up and talk to us. And also, come and visit us at our gym. We teach martial arts like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and kickboxing and fitness, right? Okay, well, thank you so much.